get ready for Gary Antuanne Russell and Jovanie Santiago. As Santiago already in the ring, Gary Antuanne Russell, who's undefeated, 13-0, all of his wins by knockout. Jovanie Santiago from Puerto Rico, who is coming off of a debatable loss at the hands of Adrian Broner. This will be Santiago's second fight in 3 months as we go back and revisit the last 5 fights for Gary Antuanne Russell. All finishes. TKO win over Mojica, wins over Larry Ventus, Luis Castillo, Juan Huertas, and Jose Marufo back on February 8th. Meantime, for Santiago, his last 5 fights, the one that stands out, February 20th, the unanimous decision loss at the hands of Adrian Broner. Before that, he was on a win streak, but that loss to Broner is something that he feels he was robbed of. Scores on that one, 117, 110, 116, 111, 115, 112, and I had it a 1-point victory in favor of Jovanie Santiago. So can Santiago rectify that loss, and can he get a big win over Gary Antuanne Russell, who is the younger brother of Gary Russell Jr.? Let's take a look at our tail of the tape for this, our opening matchup. Gary Antuanne Russell, Jovanie Santiago. What stands out is the height advantage in favor of Gary Antuanne Russell. The reach is identical, and also Russell is 7 years the junior of Santiago from Puerto Rico. So it is great to have fans back here, as it is a late arriving crowd here in Carson. There is Jovanie Santiago, 31 years of age, from Puerto Rico. His second fight in 3 months. Said that he wasn't initially outraged by the decision. As we take a look at our rules for this opening matchup, no 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Now here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and welcome to Dignity Health Sports Park here in Carson, California. Premier Boxing Champions presents a big night of action coming away, and it's all brought to you by TGB Promotions and Showtime. Introducing our 3 judges scoring our opening attraction, all from ringside, all from the state of California. Carla Cais, Jerry Cantu, and Dr. Lou Moret. And introducing a referee in charge, she'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Sharon Sands. All right, fans, here we go. Super lightweight to the ring and a special attraction scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with gray trim, hailing from Dorado, Puerto Rico. He weighed in at the super lightweight limit of 140 pounds. His record, 14 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing Jovanie El Lobito Santiago. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner in this 10-round attraction, wearing red trunks with gold and black trim, hailing from Capitol Heights, Maryland. He weighed in at a trim and ready 137 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 13 wins, no losses. All 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making his Showtime debut, here is the 2016 Olympian, the hard-hitting super lightweight contender, introducing the undefeated Gary Antuanne Russell. Once again, a referee in charge now to give instructions, Sharon Sands.
Here's the belt line here. Keep the punches up. Protect yourself at all times. Touch up. Toka. Okay. All right, let's go.
So it is our opening matchup. A good reception for Gary Antuanne Russell here in Southern California. Jovanie Santiago from Puerto Rico, coming on for the loss at the hands of Adrian Broner. A debatable decision, but that fight was contested at 147. And we are underway with our opening matchup. Gary Antuanne Russell, he is a southpaw, the 2016 Olympian, making his national television, his worldwide television debut. see that Santiago wearing the gray, and Russell already picking up the pace and looking to walk right towards Santiago. Unleashes a straight left down the middle. There's a nice jab right on the abdomen by Russell.
Don't hit him behind the head.
Is Santiago looking to counter. There's a nice left backing up Santiago. A couple of straight lefts that have found their mark for Russell. Great to be with all of you here in SoCal. Hope all of you are enjoying your weekend. There's a left on the body by Russell.
Come on, you gotta
Sands,
listen.
your referee in charge.
Come on,
It is
let's
great
go.
to have fans back in attendance. We have missed all of you and hope that attendances continue to increase and we get 100% capacity everywhere we go.
Watch your feet, guys.
There's a left right to the stomach by Russell to Santiago. Straight left by Russell. That wobbled Santiago. 100 seconds to go here in the first. This one is scheduled for 10. Russell moving around the ring, comes forward, unloading that right hook that missed just over the halfway point of the first. Santiago is not able to get off with the frequency that he was able to against Adrian Broder. At least in the first 2 minutes of this fight. A stiff jab there by Russell. There's a left right to the body by Russell. Russell looks very sharp. He's sitting down in his punches. He's in fantastic physical shape.
Come on.
It's a nice stiff jab by Russell. Santiago really hasn't done anything significant. Russell has 7 first-round knockouts. There's a nice straight left backing up Santiago. Look at Russell. He is demonstrating his power, and he's starting to drive Santiago to the perimeter of the ring, which could be extremely problematic for the 31-year-old out of Puerto Rico.
Stop, guys. Okay,
Final moments
10 seconds.
of the first. There's a right hook, and that ends the first in a eventful first round.
Good, look. Swab. Good shit. Look, your whip gonna be there to the body too. Sweep, jab, jab, but you gotta do behind the double, triple jab, all right? Freeze him. I ain't seen you that left hand underneath
Gary
him.
Antuanne Russell.
Finish with the hook.
Now remember, don't be lax either, Swan. Keep it deep, defensive what? There you go.
He hurt, man. You hurt him to that round.
Off of your stick, control the up and down. He's too fucking slow. You can do whatever you want, bro. Do what you want on him.
We're gonna get this boy out, man. About third round. Look, 3, he gone. If he ain't gone in this round. Come down,
So there is Gary Antuanne Russell, 24 years of age, the Russell family. Gary Russell Jr., the WBC featherweight champion of the world. Gary Antonio Russell, bantamweight, 18-0, 28 years of age. They said when it comes to the Russell brothers, there is an unspoken competitiveness between them. And for Gary Antuanne Russell, he hasn't gone past 4 rounds, so how will he adapt if Santiago is able to push him into the 5th and 6th round? That is the question if you are a young fighter. There's a good jab by Russell.
Watch your hands. Jovanie. You gotta stop holding. You gotta stop holding. You gotta stop holding.
And Sharon Sands warning Jovanie Santiago about holding. There's a, I think it was a clash of heads as Russell's head snapped back. I don't think it was from a punch either. I could be wrong. We'll take a look at that in between rounds. There's a right hook on the top of the head of Santiago. A straight left blasting away upon Santiago. Russell unloading and finding his openings early in this fight. There's a straight left that stopped Santiago in his tracks.
There we go.
Round one punches thrown and landed. Russell, 19 of 72 for a 26% connect percentage. He landed nearly 50% of his power punches in the first. Midway point of the second.
Don't hit him behind the head. No. Nope.
Sharon Sand step between the two. There is a jab right there by Russell. 65 seconds to go here in this second round. And Russell continues to advance forward. It's a significant matchup for him to be able to get the biggest name on his resume if he were to defeat Jovanie Santiago. For Santiago, he was unheralded prior to his last matchup against Adrian Broner, and he won over fans with his effort. Broner came on in the second half of the fight, but Santiago did well, especially in the first half. I thought it was a one-point win for Santiago, but it's neither here nor there. Oh, there's a big straight left that's blasted on Santiago. And the fans love action here at Dignity Health Sports Park. That straight left has been the primary weapon of choice for Russell. There's a right hook upstairs by Russell, a couple of right hooks. And now the right hooks are finding their mark, and that ends the second.
Do it tight, man. Loosen up, man.
Relax a little more.
Loosen up. Your speed gonna be key, man. Look, speed, then you pop the clutch. All right?
Then pop the clutch.
For the defense is not pulling back.
Wait, man.
Let's take a look at the rules for this matchup between Gary Antuanne Russell. No knockdown, no three knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. As you take a look before the start of the fourth round, technical draw after the fourth round has been completed scorecards in case of an accidental stoppage. So those are the rules as we endeavor into round number 3 here in Southern California. Gary Antuanne Russell, I stand corrected. It is tough to be able to distinguish
I'm not going to let you do this, okay?
The Russells, especially when they have Gary Antuanne and Gary Antuanne. But this is Gary Antuanne Russell. Gary Antuanne Russell is 4 years older than his brother. But this Russell is the 2016 United States Olympian and has all of his wins by knockout. There's a straight left that found the right side of the temple of Santiago. Santiago, though, answers back with the counter right hand.
Okay, that was good.
Right to the midsection by Russell. Russell unloading that straight left. He throws with venomous intentions with every shot. He has good balance, does Russell. And he gains proper leverage behind his shots. Santiago plods forward.
Okay.
This is a good fight to start the night, especially at 140 pounds. A test for Russell to see if he is a legit contender.
Work out of this mess. Come on now, let's get out of this.
And if he is a prospect that can graduate to contender status. For Santiago, he proved he could fight against top-level competition, especially with how he displayed his talent against Adrian Broner. A straight left, though, snapping back his head. And again, Russell uses that jab as a rangefinder, and then he unloads that straight left right behind him. There's a straight left connected for Russell once again. Santiago seems to be a bit reluctant to throw anything because he is weary of that straight left that has been connecting upon Russell. That he's been getting hit with by Russell. He just threw a counter right hand moments ago. Now Russell looking to go to work as he's trying to drive and press Santiago against the ropes. There's a straight left to the body by Russell. Counter right hand by Santiago. Under 30 seconds to go here in the third. Santiago looking to wrestle and make this a difficult fight to try to throw off the rhythm of Russell. Russell, though, backs off, gains his space, and then goes right back on the attack. Final moments of the third. Counter right hand by Santiago. And that ends round number 3.
Look, speed is going to equal power, man. Look, when you touch the body, come back with your hook. When you go to left hand, go to the body,
go back and observe some of this action. And there was Santiago getting on the inside, and then Russell, boom, that left uppercut on the inside. Nicely done. Good placement and a right hook by Russell.
Forcing this shit. Right, you making it. Don't force it. Don't force it. You make it ugly. Take your time. Stay behind your stick.
You gotta zip that hook, man.
Smooth it out. Lead left hand. It's gonna be there. And stay set.
Try not to forget that.
Every round about this one. That's the move.
On to round number 4. This one is scheduled
that hook shot.
for 10. Russell has never been past the 4th round. So we could be endeavoring into foreign territory here. This is a super lightweight matchup between Gary Antuanne Russell and Jovanie Santiago. Santiago originally scheduled to fight Adrian Broner at 140. Oh, there's a big shot down. Go Santiago.
4, 5, 6.
That was the right hook that connected by Russell. And Santiago down. Russell has not been past the 4th round. He's been able to vanquish all 13 of his adversaries. Can this be the 14th as Russell goes on the offensive as he senses that the end could be near for Jovanie Santiago? Right hook backing up Santiago. Russell unloading. This would be a big win for Gary Antuanne Russell. Can he finish off Jovanie Santiago in grand fashion? He is unloading big shots. Santiago in a world of trouble. Santiago, the crafty veteran, trying to remain upright, but he has just over 100 seconds to go, and he's getting blasted. Big shots coming by Russell. Russell unloading, but will he tire himself out? Santiago trying to gather his legs and put them underneath him. Listen to the crowd. It is great to hear them back and into the fights. It wasn't the same without fans. Sharon Sands warning Jovanie Santiago, come on, he knows that she knows he's holding. Big right hook, followed by a left, snapping back the head of Santiago. Santiago down early in this round, but he appears to have gathered himself. Russell, though, his confidence likely growing. There's a big left spraying Santiago. And now Russell going right back on the attack. He's heavy-handed and he throws with bad intentions. Santiago tying up.
Step away. Here we go.
Russell, though, being very calculated in his demeanor right now. There's a big left snapping back the head once again of Santiago, but Santiago appeared to have eaten that well. Kasha heads there. Final moments of the 4th. We'll go back and revisit that knockdown if this fight does not conclude for Gary Antuanne Russell. This will likely be the first time. There's a couple of big straight lefts that have been tattooing Santiago all night long. And that ends the 4th. The first time Russell has been past round number 4. So this is new territory for the 24-year-old Olympian.
Just, man, listen, you gotta do anxious, right? Swan.
Go back and take a look at, there's that right, I believe it was a right hook. We'll go back and look at it again from our perspective. And it was that right hook, boom, yes, right on the point of the jaw, boom. Immediately dropping Santiago. Brilliantly done by Russell, and this was more of the attack of Russell as he went right after.
Round 5.
And we're now into round number 5, the first time he's been past the 5th round as Gary Antuanne Russell. For Jovanie Santiago, he was down in the 4th with that beautiful right hook. Now we'll see if Russell can go out and try to finish off Jovanie Santiago. Santiago, though, a little bit patient, trying to stay out of danger. And we'll see the stamina of Gary Antuanne Russell because he isn't used to fighting this deep. This is not even deep in a fight. But he's been able, with his power and his brilliance, to put away all of his opponents in under 4 rounds. And if you looked at it numerically, that is under 12 minutes of action. So this is minute 14 for him. For Jovanie Santiago, he went a full 12 against Adrian Broner in that last outing. It's a good jab by Russell. There's a big straight left, clipping Santiago, and blood streaming outside of the left eye of Santiago. Another straight left that
Watch your head.
finds its mark for Russell just over the midway point of the 4th, or of the 5th, I stand corrected. Double jab by Russell, and Russell is stalking Santiago. There's a straight left, again clipping Santiago, a heavy straight left. Santiago cannot get out of the way of those lefts, and now he's backpedaling. This could be problematic for the Puerto Rican, and now Russell's starting to pour it on. He is starting to physically impose his will upon Santiago, and Santiago understands that he is dealing with a young bull in Gary Antuanne Russell. Russell's quick, he has good feints, power behind his shots, extremely athletic, agile, uses angles well. I'd like to see him move his head more, but those are just little things that I am picking at.
Okay,
when it comes to
right here.
Gary Antuanne
All right, guys,
Russell, but
separate. Come on, let's separate.
yeah, his older brothers, Gary Russell Jr., the WBC featherweight champion of the world, Gary Antuanne Russell.
Stop at the bell.
Here we are with Gary Antuanne Russell. They're trained by their father, Gary Russell. That ends the 5th. To the 6th we go. So our co-main event, as you see blood outside of above the left eye, and there is Subriel Matias, who will be in a matchup against Batazan Jugmabiev. That is a junior welterweight title eliminators. Will stay here at 140 pounds in this division. There is Batazan Jugmabiev, who's trained by Matty Robles. They are in action coming up next. That'll be followed by our main event with none other than Nordino Bali, the Frenchman, defending his WBC bantamweight champion of the world against Benito Donaire.
Round 6, Seth.
Round number 6. This one is scheduled for 10. Gary Antuanne Russell in complete control. He put down Santiago in the 4th. Santiago, though, recovered in the 5th, but still I have Antuanne Russell ahead by a comfortable margin. Ray Flores ringside here in Los Angeles. Dignity Health Sports Park for this terrific triple header. 2 fights at 140 and then our main event at 118 pounds.
Come on, guys. There we go.
There's a nice right uppercut, and you saw the glove got caught up in the ring ropes for Santiago. Thankfully, he didn't get hit in the process. Any split second, that could be significant. There's a straight left again, right down the center by Russell. Left to the body by Russell.
No. Come on. No.
And again, it is so wonderful to have fans back in attendance. Double jab there by Russell. Russell loading up, trying to find that opening. There's that right hook followed by the left on top. Look at that combination. And there's a straight left backing up Santiago. 2 straight lefts that hammered away upon Santiago, and Santiago hurt again. Santiago has his back on the ropes. He's coming forward, but he is in a world of trouble as he was lit up. And now Russell unloading. There's another straight left that backs up Santiago. A big straight left crushing right into our camera as blood splattering. Oh my goodness. That is blood from the face of Jovanie Santiago. Now Russell just target practice like he's hitting a heavy bag. Sharon Sands watching the action. Santiago fighting back, but he might be too valiant for his own good, too brave for his own good. Russell with the right hook right on the left side of the temple on that eye.
No.
And now Santiago goes barreling into Russell. And that
Come here.
is a veteran-like tactic to try to avoid getting finished. And Russell goes right back on the offensive. Russell is cold, calculated, surgical-like in his demeanor. There's a straight left again. Santiago cannot get out of the way of that straight left. It's set up from the jab, a right hook as well by Russell. Final moments of the 6th. And you wonder, the corner of Santiago, they should take a long look at him because he is getting punished and physically abused in that ring.
10 seconds.
There's another straight left, snapping back the head, another one. Sharon Sands watching the action, and that ends the round. Santiago will go back to his corner, but it is evident that it is a one-sided affair.
Sharp shit, man. Don't think no.
And this one is over. Yes, the corner of Jovanie Santiago has waved it off, and the win coming to Gary Antuanne Russell in a mightily impressive performance as he dispatches of Jovanie Santiago. He went out and he did his business in a surgical-like way as he pounded away upon Jovanie Santiago, never letting him in the fight even for a moment. What a performance by the 24-year-old, the 2016 Olympian. Adrian Broner wished he could have done that to Jovanie Santiago. Gary Antuanne Russell went out and looked just fantastic tonight. And a nice sign of respect.
Okay.
But that was just a one-sided beatdown in favor of Gary Antuanne Russell. So the 24-year-old will elevate his record to 14-0, and let's take a look at how this fight concluded. And look at that right hook on, that was what started the cut, I believe. Just the punches and bunches by Russell. There's That right hook on the jaw, that left smashing right into the face of Santiago. And look at the adulation. The 24-year-old from Capitol Heights, Maryland, making his family and his brothers proud as the Russell family remains undefeated as professionals. It's a family affair when it comes to the Gary Russells. Well, tonight, when it comes to the Russell family, it belongs to Gary Antuanne Russell. Numerically, well, total punches 146.04.44 for Russell. For Santiago, 54 of 298. That is how it shook out from a punch stat perspective. And it was just pure dominance. And here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Sharon Sands, stops the contest upon suggestion of the corner. Stops this contest at the end of round number 6. He is the winner by way of knockout, maintaining his perfect knockout record. Still undefeated, Gary Antuanne Russell.
Gary Antuanne Russell improves his record to 14-0, all of his wins by a knockout. It took him 6 rounds to do it instead of the customary 4 and under, but still, he has yet to see the 7th round, and he's only 24 years of age. The future is bright for Gary Antuanne Russell, and for Jovanie Santiago, visibly disappointed, but he ran into a young, hungry lion in Gary Antuanne Russell, and thankfully Jovanie Santiago is healthy, and Russell is standing by with Jim Gray.
Congratulations.
Terrific outing. How would you assess your fight this evening, and would you prefer to have gone this number of rounds, or do you like the early knockouts?
Not at all. The objective is to get the man out as soon as possible, come out unscathed. But first and foremost, I want to thank my corner crew, my family, all of my extended family, my support system. I want to thank Charlie for giving me the opportunity to have this bout. And I definitely want to start off by saying Salido is a Class A opponent. You know, a lot of people thought and believed that he'd be Adrian Broner. I'm looking for Adrian Broner.
That's who you want next, Broner?
Of course.
Okay. You hadn't gone past the 4th round until this fight tonight. Was it important for you to see how you would do as the rounds go on and to get past that mark?
The importance to me is to execute. I mean, round by round, I was executing more and more.
And let me ask you about that 4th round knockdown. If you take a look at the monitor, you can tell us, Gary, what it is that you saw from your vantage point.
Oh, a tough body shot. He was wide. He had an open body. My father told me, go brick to the body, hook upstairs. He's going to be open for it. I executed it, and it gave me what I wanted. Brick to the body right there. That's the hook. Bam. Right on the chin.
You come from a family of fighters. Obviously, your brother. Is it important to you to break out of that shadow and be Gary Antuanne Russell as opposed to Gary Russell's brother?
Definitely. I come from an excellent background of fighters. You know, we building a dynasty, and a dynasty is to pass information on to the next, and they take it to the next level, and that's my objective as a brother.
Do you feel as though Broner will fight you?
That's up to him to decide.